I just cut my thumb open on a new knife because, well, welcome back everybody. My name is Taylor Martin. This is the best Damn EDC, and it's been a while. I wanted to make a video to explain to those of you who don't follow me over on Instagram or Twitter or anywhere else what happened. With the last video, I explained that we were going up to Boston. We were driving to Boston for Alex's sister's wedding. We did that, and on our way back, we stopped in Baltimore to meet with a friend for dinner. Right before we went to dinner, I received a call from my sister saying that our dogs, she was watching our dogs had been let out of their house by a child they were babysitting. They had not been able to find them. It'd been a while already. We went to dinner anyway because we were, 8 hours away. There's not much we could do. So we went to dinner. While we were at dinner, I got a call that Axel had been hit by a car and he wasn't looking too good. So my sister went and picked him up, took him to the emergency vet, and that person had told us that the other dog, Stella, had ran away. Long story short, Axel is okay. He has a broken pelvis, but he's going to recover, no surgery needed. However, the vet bill was unexpected and kind of steep, but it's more important that my buddy is home. Axel's been my dog for like 9 years. He's mine. Like, I saved him, I rescued him, and he is my dog. I love him to death. He's a pain in the ass sometimes, but he is one of my favorite things on this planet Earth. And Stella is really Alex's dog. It's our dog, but Stella is Alex's baby. She ran off, and there were some sightings of her the next morning. This was over 2 weeks ago now. That was the last time Stella was seen. Nobody saw her for 10 days. We did literally everything we knew to do. We contacted every animal shelter, vet, business, anybody and everybody who would listen. We told them our dog was missing. We notified law enforcement. We even called NCDOT to see if a dead animal had been picked up. We tried everything to find her, and in that search, nothing for 10 days. We even hired a tracker who turned out to be a hack. That's another story for another day. But 10 days elapsed, and then we got a call about somebody spotting Stella in the neighborhood that we had already walked. I hiked over 25 miles through the woods in that area and never caught any glimpse of her, anything. But we went there. I saw her that next morning. We picked her up and brought her home. I'm summarizing a lot because it was a very long 10 days for us, 11 days total, I guess. We stayed with my sisters during some of that time, so we were out of town for almost 2 weeks straight. It turned into an ordeal, and we've been exhausted. So when I got back, I took some time and just spend some time with the family. I was happy to be home with all of our pets and our daughter, and just be home for a few days and just disconnect from the internet and just relish in that moment. So that's what we did, and here we are now. But there's also been some other stuff going on. As you know, in the last video I made, the people upstairs here are kind of loud. They're actually opening for business, I think this week or next week, very soon, and that is not going to be good for production here. So I've been searching high and low for an office. I've not signed on it yet, but I have found one, and I am hoping to move in there. I think I get the keys Friday, maybe, or next week, hopefully. But then I'm going to have to renovate that space. So there's going to be a little bit of another gap in content. I'll try to update you guys on the status of that place and show you the renovations and what I want to do with it. But for now, I'm just going to shoot as much as I can in here until I get the new space. And then hopefully, when I get set up in there, things are going to start moving a little better. This place has been a little bit of a bottleneck. My friends who let me rent this space are amazing. I love them. They actually threw me a 100K surprise party on Friday, and I had no idea. It was amazing. They've been really great to me, and I don't want to make this sound like I'm upset with them. This has nothing to do with these guys. With that said, new space is going to happen very soon, and I'm very, very excited about that. It's not done yet, so I don't want to speak too soon. But just based on the talks that I've had with the people, I'm pretty sure that it's a done deal. Fingers crossed, I guess. I can't even cross. Fingers crossed. I have to physically cross my fingers, but fingers crossed. I'll let you guys know the status of that once I'm in there. There's one more thing I want to get to before I do a little Q&A. I asked you guys for questions over on Instagram the other day. I'm going to read those questions, but I wanted to show you guys this, and I hesitate to give this any airtime because it's so ridiculous, and I don't know if I want any more of these, but someone sent this to my P.O. box, which, yes, if you didn't know, I have a P.O. box, and you can send stuff there if you want. It's there just for you guys and for other businesses, but I got this in the mail over the weekend, and I opened it up thinking there would be like a little short note and then an empty notebook. But no. This is a multi-page handwritten critique of the $50 budget video that I made. So it's over, there are only 3 pages not filled out in this notebook. This is a handmade notebook, handwritten, and the person, Bill is his name, he says he wanted to send me the nicest piece of hate mail I've ever received, and I think this qualifies. I mean, this is time-stamped. There are timestamps in here. There are topic ideas for me if I want to go further onto the topic and maybe do it right this time. There are topics. I really don't know the purpose of this. I didn't read it in its entirety. I probably should because there was a lot of time put into this. But also I feel like it's a little ridiculous. But for now, this is going to go on the shelf somewhere. I'm not sure where. Let's just put it on top of the box. There. It's got a spot on the shelf. It might have a spot in the next studio, but for now, it lives right there. And I was going to answer some questions for you over on Instagram, but this is all that will load right now. Apparently Instagram is having an issue and I can't load anything. So that's cool. I think they're all loaded now. So this one comes from Pepe Power. He says, how are the dogs holding up? I got this question a lot. The dogs are doing great. Stella, when we found her, was about 5 to 10 pounds underweight, but she's regaining weight. She's acting totally normal. She's just back to normal. Axel still has a broken pelvis, obviously. The healing time on that is 4 to 8 weeks. It was a clean break, which means it should take a little bit longer, but it also didn't require surgery. But he's not supposed to be walking. I'm supposed to be helping him with a sling. He will not let me help him. If I try to help him walk with a sling, he freezes. He will not move. If I drop the sling, he walks around normally with a little bit of a limp, and I'm not supposed to let him do that, but also I can't, carry him to his pee spot because he has to sniff around a little bit. So how are you supposed to help a dog who's almost 12 years old and doesn't want help? I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that situation. I'm trying to do the best I can, but he does not want help. Any hobbies other than EDC? Well, I really, really like coffee. And before there was Best Damn EDC, there was Best Damn Coffee. That was failed, and I pulled the plug on it because it just didn't work out. But coffee was a big hobby of mine. I wouldn't say it's as much now. I just really enjoy great coffee. But the other one would be outdoors and camping, fishing, stuff like that. I've not done any of that in a very long time. I really, really want to go camping sometime soon. And I'm not sure if it's going to happen. It needs to for a few different reasons, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get to. Someone asked how I'm doing. The last 2 weeks were some of the most stressful and exhausting weeks of my life. They really pushed Alex and I to our limits, both physically and emotionally, but we also had a lot of time to rest afterwards. And I think if I didn't take that time to rest, I would be really beaten down right now, but I took that time away. Those whole 2 weeks I was away from work, which I wouldn't say I was getting burned out. I was not happy with where I was and what I was doing at the time. I was bummed out about not being able to find an office. There were a lot of things that were going on that were just bumming me out. And during those 2 weeks, everything just kind of resolved itself. I feel really motivated to make videos now. I got some lights that I've really been wanting for a long time. Tell me this doesn't look much better than what it did just 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. It looks so much better. I've got new ideas. I've got plans. I do have a lot to get done that's just been on the back burner for 5 or 6 months now, but I'm highly motivated, and I feel that once I move into this new office that things are going to start moving a little more quickly. And I don't want to talk too much about that because there's a little bit of a surprise there. I'm doing great right now. After that little bit of rest and a little time away, I feel awesome. Welder Dad 55 says, what motivates you now? Eleanor. My baby girl motivates the crap out of me because I want a nice life for her. I want her to have all the things that I had as a kid, but also more. I want her to have a comfortable and successful life, and I want to do anything and everything I can do to help facilitate that. And I want her to have fun. I want to travel and do things that I didn't necessarily do as a kid. So that's really what motivates me, but also I just want to be successful. I enjoy what I do, and I just want to make it as successful as possible. And I want to bring my friends with me. So if I'm successful, I want to bring certain people that have helped me along the way along for the ride. Those are the things that motivate me. I want to provide for my family, but I also want to help friends out and other people and make other people successful as well. Favorite piece of gear right now that is not a knife or a wallet. Honestly, this thing right here has grown on me a ton. The Prometheus Beta QR V2. This is the pre-production titanium one. So this one, if you look at it, doesn't have the Prometheus logo anywhere on it. This was given to me at Blade Show. This thing has really, truly grown on me. I'm not a huge fan of AAA flashlights or AA flashlights, but for some reason, this one right here is really growing on me right now. What is your favorite EDC knife? I don't have just one. I cannot choose just one. Currently, I keep switching between these three knives. We have the Sabinza that I customized at Rick's shop. I have the Paramilitary 2 that I customized at Rick's shop. And I have the Bug Out with the Bashy scales that I customized at Rick's shop. So those are my three knives that I rotate between pretty regularly. These are the ones that are pretty much always in my pockets. One mid-sized knife that you can carry for a whole year and one wallet, not card holder, that you can carry for the whole year. The wallet would easily be the one that's been in my pocket for about a month now. I carried this thing for years, and I love this wallet. This is the Dasa Fenimir gun deck wallet. And the knife, mid-size, I would probably say this one right here. The Bug Out with titanium scales. If I had to choose one of these, I would say the Sabinza and the PM2 are bigger knives. The Bug Out is more of a mid-sized knife. I really like this knife with the titanium scales, 100% better than I do with the Grivery. The titanium makes the Bug Out. Now, the interesting thing is my buddy Peter said that he was going to carry a Benchmade Bug Out for 1 year. No questions asked, like he was going to do it. And I told him when he started, I was like, you're probably going to have a hard time with this. He didn't believe me. And it's been, I think he started that August 1st, and now he's already carrying a PM3. It's hard. It's hard. I'm going to try to do 1 month with a knife at some point. Maybe like December or something. Maybe November. I don't know. But I'm going to do 1 month where I only carry one knife, and I might make it a knife that you guys choose. So if you like that idea, let me know down below. Hell, let's just do it now. Since I have this one here as well, between these four knives, this is the Suru Urban EDC Supply exclusive version. This is the stonewashed finish with the titanium with holes. So between these four knives, comment down below which one you think I should carry for the month of November. I mean, why not? Let's do it. We got the custom Bug Out, the custom Sabinza, the custom PM2, or the Urban EDC Supply exclusive Suru. Let me know in the comments down below which one of these I should carry for the full month. How about that? You didn't expect that, did you? I didn't either, and I might regret this. Breakfast for dinner? Absolutely. One of my favorite meals is pancakes for dinner. It's just, there's something about pancakes at night that's so much better than breakfast. Do I work out? No, I do not. I probably should, but I don't. Ever carried a custom knife as an EDC? I have not. Suggestions for replacement scales for a Benchmade 940. Death of All Things on Instagram has some scales for a few different Benchmades. He does killer work. Do I have any pets? Yes. What's your go-to coffee brand? So locally, my go-to coffee shop here is Groundwork Common, and they use a rotation of local coffee roasters. My favorite coffee roaster is a toss-up between two different roasters. One is local from a friend of mine. It's Nightflyer Roastworks. Paul from BT Bam, or Between the Berry to Me, started Nightflyer Roastworks, and he roasts amazing coffee. The other is Brandywine Coffee Roasters. They make amazing coffee. It's some of the best ever. An alternative would be Onyx. Those are my tops. Favorite pen refill is probably the Schneider Jellion 39. It's like a G2 refill, a Pilot G2, but it's shorter. So you can have the benefits of the gel insert, but a shorter pin. Schneider Jellion 39, they're hard to find. Peek that Mighty Hanks. Yes, so Mighty Hanks reached out after the last EDC Weekly where I was talking about a microfiber handkerchief. They sent me a few different ones. This one's probably my favorite. This is, I can't remember the name of this. There's a name for this pattern. They sent me one of these and a red flannel one. I love these things. These are so much better for me than a pure cotton hank because I have camera lenses and sunglasses and stuff. and the microfiber is absolutely perfect for that. What Swiss Army knife would you recommend that's medium-sized? I hate the small ones. It's a toss-up between the Cadet and the Pioneer, hands down. What's your go-to barbecue sauce? So traditional barbecue sauce, I think, is disgusting. It's like ketchup for grown-ups. I don't like it. It's too sweet. So I'm from North Carolina, and North Carolina has two distinctly different barbecue sauces. You've got Eastern and Western barbecue sauce. The Eastern is the good kind. It's from the coast. It's more vinegar-based and tart. I love that. Western barbecue, which I think Western North Carolina makes better barbecue, but the sauce they put on it is not as good. It's the sweeter, more saucy barbecue sauce, like Sweet Baby Ray's almost. I much prefer like mustards and tart barbecue sauces, so I don't have a favorite though. Have you been able to get some sleep? Yes, I have. Absolutely. So before our trip to Boston, my schedule was like stay up till 3 or 4 a.m. and then wake up at 8 or 9 a.m. And it was really wearing on me. No matter what, I couldn't fall asleep before then. I was staying up because I couldn't fall asleep. And ever since getting back from Boston, I've been going to sleep between 11 and midnight and waking up at 8 or 9 and getting way more sleep. And I feel so rejuvenated from that. So yes, definitely getting more sleep now. Favorite Thanksgiving dish? That's a tough one. I would have to say probably sweet potato casserole, most likely, or stuffing, dressing, whichever you want to call it. Okay, here's a great one. I was actually looking for this question. We both know that EDC is an addiction. Do you miss the days when you had an actual EDC? So having been on the road and traveling a lot lately, my EDC hasn't really changed. My key situation has been this, which is the budget titanium carabiner that I was talking about with the split ring, the magnetic quick release, my little key solution for 4 keys, which is going to change soon because I'm getting more keys with the new office, and the flashlight, one of these 3 knives, TI Click EDC with the All Access Pass from Lynch Northwest, the handkerchief, the Mini Champ, and the Das Phantom Air Gun Deck wallet. That's been my EDC for a few weeks now, and I'm very, very satisfied with it. When will the EDC Weekly be back to the regular schedule? So very soon. This has to do with the new office, and that's really all I can say about it. I don't know. You'll see soon. You'll see. Do you plan on selling any of your EDC? So if you join the Discord, it's always linked down below, but if you join, every so often I do kind of a fire sale to fund, new gear like Sabinzas and nicer things. Just because I have so much stuff, sometimes it's best to get rid of it and get new things. Here's a great one that I get a lot. Why no firearm? Personally, I don't feel that I would need to carry one every single day. I don't feel at risk just walking around, and I know some of you are going to cringe at that. I just don't. I don't have anything against firearms. I'm pro 2A. I just don't necessarily feel the need to have one on me. I wouldn't mind owning a firearm. I've just never put forth the time to get one. And why I don't cover them on this channel, just look at Talon Psi as an example. I knew it was a matter of time. When the new policies on YouTube rolled out a few months ago, I knew that it was only a matter of time before they went after Talon. And he and I talked a while back, and he told me that he was just going to separate the channels. And it was no surprise to me that it happened, and it's just unfortunate. I don't like it, but I also would not like it to happen to this channel. And here's the thing. Most of us here see this as a tool, but the way that YouTube's guidelines are worded, if they ever saw a pocket knife like this as a weapon, they could smack my channel down too. So to make it sound rather bleak, none of us are safe, but I'd rather stick to one thing, and if they smack me down in some way in the future, then, I hope that I can bounce back from it. But firearms are currently playing with fire, and knives are at risk, but I don't think it's nearly as big of a risk to talk about pocket knives and stuff as it is firearms. And that's just the unfortunate nature of the internet and our culture and society right now. So there's your answer. Finally, you're welcome. One of the last questions I'm going to answer: how do you feel about carrying a fixed blade for EDC? So the knife that I cut my thumb on just a minute ago is this right here. This is the Bradford Guardian 3 in drop point micarta. I've wanted one of these for a long time. I think it's a really nice knife. It's definitely going to be a camp knife for me. I pulled it out of the Artemis sheath a little too fast and just caught my thumb on the bottom of the blade like that and dug in pretty deep. But my concern is that in North Carolina, technically, it is illegal to conceal a fixed blade knife. Even if that fixed blade is shorter than a folding blade, this is still illegal to conceal. This is not. So it doesn't matter the length of a fixed blade. If it's concealed, it is technically illegal. So I would have to carry this outside in the open. I would have to open carry this, and scout carry is not necessarily open carry because my shirt would cover it up and it would then be concealed. So I don't know how best to carry the Guardian 3 as an open carry knife. I just don't, I don't know a way that behooves me. I think a fixed blade is a little less practical for everyday carry than a folding knife, but especially, considering that one's legal and one is not, depending on how you carry it, we're getting into the weeds. That's my stance. I don't really know how to carry a fixed blade legally in North Carolina that is comfortable and efficient. The best thing about the knife community is the people. The camaraderie, the way that people step up and help other people out is amazing. So Kyle over in the Discord, I actually linked this in the announcements channel in the Discord, is doing a Knifemas where he's giving away 5 knives to people who need them. And it's their choice between $75 and $200. And he's just selecting people. He's not doing a random drawing. He's selecting people that he thinks need the knife more than other people. So I think stuff like that is really, really cool. I'll link that down below as well. But I just think stuff like that and the stuff that you guys did for Aaron, I think it's all amazing. And that's what makes this whole community so awesome. Still planning on having a meetup at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I would like to, but I've just dropped the ball on getting in touch with them, so probably next year at this point. But yeah, I would definitely like to still do that. It's just running out of time this year. Tina Turner says, any tips for surf fishing? Yeah, don't fish like me because I don't ever catch anything. I don't think I've ever caught anything significant while surf fishing. Truck EDC video, maybe. And then finally from Urban Carvers, when you were 16, what did you want to be when you grow up? I wanted to be an engineer or a designer for Research in Motion, which is the parent company of BlackBerry. BlackBerry is obviously still around, barely hanging on, but Research in Motion is no longer around. So that was maybe a little short-sighted. Obviously, I could have just switched to like Android or something. Went to school for engineering to begin with, decided to switch to computer science, and then dropped out. So all of those dreams were squashed pretty early on, and here I am. I'm very happy with the way things turned out and very fortunate. So, I guess that's okay. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I wanted to be when I was younger, is an engineer of some sort. But I guess that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed it and you found it helpful, be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below and subscribe to see more stuff like this in the future, and hit that notification bell so you're notified when I upload new videos. And if you want to support what I'm doing here, there will be links down below to gear, some of my favorite stuff. If you purchase anything using those links, I will get a little bit of a kickback. Or you can go to carry.best to buy merch, a shirt, not quite this shirt, but something similar to this shirt, and other pieces of gear and merch. You can find that over at carry.best or carrycommission.com. That is my store. Or you can go to patreon.com/bestmedc to support there. Be sure to follow us around the web. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at bestmedc. And until next time, carry on.